Today's story, A Tide in the Mangrove. For the best experience, we recommend dimming your room light.
For someone like me who was born in the Sundarbans, the forest is like a mother's bosom. It nourishes us with its abundance. It fills our nets and bellies and baskets with honey, fish, wood, and salt. But as the son of the Mauli chief of our village, I have learned that the forest can be more than that. I have heard it breathe through the mangrove roots, call out our names through howling storms, reminding us that nothing is ours unless we have earned it. Every mouthful of rice is borrowed from time, and we will return what we owe. Like an ominous tide reclaiming its shore, the forest will devour us unblinking in retribution for our greed. The people from our community are traditional honey collectors. From March to May, when spring hits the forest, the calci and goran plants are in full bloom. That's when we venture into the doom to collect honey. Wading through the mangrove roots, lush overgrowth, tides, floods, and storms, looking for beehives is not the task of the faint-hearted. We worship Bombibi, our guardian deity, before entering the forest with masks attached to the back of our heads to keep ourselves safe from tiger attack. Our forest is home to some of the most merciless predators, the Royal Bengal tigers, crocodiles, and venomous snakes. We venerate Bombibi so she can keep the untamed forces of nature at bay. We, the forest people, are superstitious. We believe in our culture, follow our traditions, and know that the folklores exist for a reason. I had seen my father offer a bit of the freshly harvested honey to his boat's prow as an offering for good luck in subsequent ventures and to ward off danger. With their eyes glued to the foliage, legs sunk in mud, armed with nothing but a handful of smoking dry reeds, they vulnerably step into dangerous territories in search of beehives. Decades back, when I was about 15 or 16 monsoons old, I had grown restless. I wanted to embark on my father's boat to venture into the densest parts of the forest. I had already learned everything there was to know about honey collection.
Father, will you be taking me with you this year?
I will when you are ready.
But I am ready.
You will be, if you pass the test.
I hadn't understood what he meant, but I was to find out soon. Every year, in the middle of January, the whole village comes together to celebrate the Bombibi festival. The smaller children participate in plays, and our mothers who weave baskets throughout the year get together to sell them at the local fair. That year, I prayed with all of my heart to the divine goddess to prepare me for what it takes to join my father. That year there was a fierce cyclone. When high tides flow through the mangroves, they swallow up beehives that hang low, and the honey collection is sparse. Every day, the team returned with empty boats. We knew that the goddess was angry. The women prayed harder. They stopped using chilies. They didn't cook until dusk, They did not use soap or wash their hair, because they believed that if they followed all the rituals righteously, the forest would have mercy on them and their families. We, who stayed in the village, were filled with a foreboding gloom, and we stayed busy by helping with chores. We never picked a fight, nor told lies, and abstained from anything sinful. One day, as we impatiently waited for the boat to return, I started walking towards the uninhabited, forbidden part of our island. There was an abandoned temple in ruins, with dense overgrowth and broken walls. I sat on a rock and prayed to the goddess. Would it have been different if I had joined the team? Was a thought that crossed my mind like an annoying itch. I had no idea how much time had passed, but when I saw that the sun had crossed over to the other side, I stood up to walk back. I had taken a few steps when I froze in my tracks. At the dilapidated steps of the temple was an earthen pot filled with freshly harvested honey. I cautiously treaded towards it. I couldn't believe my eyes. If I sold it at the Monday market, my family would have enough to eat for the whole week. And because the produce was so scarce, I could even bargain for a higher price. I covered the pot with a banana leaf and hid it behind one of the pillars. The next day, I went to that place again and found another pot. I was too dazzled to think how those pots came there. When the Monday market took place, I surreptitiously walked up to the man from the city who brings in tourists and sold 3 pots of honey at a price much higher than what the locals sell to the money lenders. I hid the money in the tin box where I had seen my mother store some coins and a silver chain. My heart was full knowing I have done something useful for our family, yet there was a gnawing thought at the back of my head that made me uncomfortable. I have not stolen anything. I tried to put myself at ease. It was a clear night with the sounds of crickets. The tides are receding, I thought as I lay on our floor mat with my siblings. But things changed soon as the night progressed. We heard the goats bleating and the cow let out an anguished cry. At first, we thought a storm was coming, but we soon knew that it was something else. We jumped up and started running with sticks in our hands and lanterns towards the shed where our livestock were kept. Our worst fear was confirmed. A tiger had attacked our cattle. We shouted and screamed to wake up the other villagers and to frighten the tiger away. But when rivers become saline due to the swelling sea and the land shrinks, tigers come into the village looking for food. The villagers came running, but by then it was too late. Our cattle were killed, and those that were spared were badly maimed. My father was injured and lost one of his hands, but at least my mother was saved from becoming an ostracized tiger widow. I had sinned. I hadn't passed my test. I had let greed and temptation come into my way. Greed breeds arrogance. The forest is a living entity here, and nothing goes unnoticed by it. It remembers and punishes us when we take too much, when we claim more than what we have rightfully earned. Even in desperation, we, the forest people, must remember that the forest does not belong to us. We have been graciously allowed to live in it, not above it. The divine forest crushes us back to being the humble dust from which we are born. That year, we depended on the bay's bounty for survival. Fish were abundant. The following year, I joined my father's boat in search of honey. Bon Bibi found a way to prepare me for my journey.
If you like this story, please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more.